Hi everybody, welcome back to my colouring book collection. I thought I'd start this last instalment with my biggest book in my collection. This is Star Wars Galaxy of Colouring. I don't think it mentions an artist. No. That is the barcode number and stuff there. And this one is it's mainly comic book style pictures with lots of these black kind of areas filled in, but I'll show you the kind of pictures that I did buy it for. I have got them marked. I do like art, but no, not that one. These kind of Art Nouveau style pictures are in it quite a lot. There's about 5 or 6 of them, and I bought the book for these pictures. Unfortunately, it is so big that I can't scan them in to, have a couple of goes at colouring them, but yeah, they are gorgeous. I'll try and show you a few. That's another nice one. I have marked them all with the bits of paper. That's another nice one. I would have probably done these already. They're a bit unwieldy though to kind of, I'd have to work over on the table, which makes things a little bit awkward, but yep. That is my Star Wars Galaxy of Colouring. To leave it there, it's such a big book. And we have seen this one, Dromenvanger by Thomas Atomic. This one has my whip in it that I'm working on throughout this month, and by the time you see this video I'll probably have finished it, but this is the state that we're in at the moment. Where are you? He's right at the back, isn't he? There he is. There's my dragon. That's the whip that I'm working on at the moment. A bit more work has been done on it yesterday, so yep, he is getting there. It's very complicated, like most of Thomas Atomic's work. Super beautiful, but yeah, super detailed and complicated. Really fun once you get into them though. I find that with that dragon I was getting really absorbed into it, and yeah, getting kind of switching off and just focusing on that, which was really good. But these are the kind of pictures in that one. That's my only book by Thomas Atomic. It is a Dromenvanger. Next in this pile we have Mouthguard colouring book. I believe this one is out of print as well at the moment, but this one was one I managed to snag on eBay for like £4, so I was really chuffed with that. The first picture, I forgot to say the artist, David Peterson. This first picture was already coloured, so I just worked into that a little bit more, made it my own. And that one was already coloured there, but I didn't mind. And that is my whip I've got going on. That one's with watercolour pencils, if I remember right. To get back in and finish that one. I'll just show you a bit of... Oh, the last page also finished. I think that one was for Danny Button's scavenger hunt as well, with bees, if I remember rightly. There's a couple in here that I did well. Alright. These are the kind of comic booky kind of inked images we get in here. Really cute little mice. Yep, this is also one I did for Danny Button's scavenger hunt. And for this one we had to find and colour something that scared you, or something kind of horror based, and I went for something that scared me because I have a phobia of moths. I really hate them, and there were a few in this one, and ooh, yeah, I didn't like colouring them. That's why they're not very detailed. I think these are just a few little bits of shading on there. Caterpillars are fine, but moths, no, I do not like them. This one was mainly watercolour, I think, and I worked on top with my pencils. This kind of edge was gold acrylic, where I kind of sponged it a little bit, I think. Sponged this edge, and then I went over, neatened that, and did black acrylic around the outside with a few little white dots for stars, because it's obviously night time because there's moths flying around and these little glow bugs are glowing. Or I tried to make them look as if they are, so yeah, that one was really fun. I might have another one finished. Yeah, this is another one, also for Danny Button's scavenger hunt. This one was for a map. And that little mouse there, I'm not sure what he's doing, but he has got a map there and some little kind of chest piece army markers maybe. I have no idea, but yeah, I tried to make his fur look really kind of fluffy, so that was quite fun to do. Again, watercolor, I think that one. This is watercolor pencil. I recognise that colour. That's Albadura watercolor pencil. You see on there, but the rest of it I think is watercolor. Yeah. So yeah, quite a hard book to get hold of these days, this one, but yep, it's really super cute. And that is Mouthguard by David Peterson. Next we go into Spirit Animals, which is my one and only Hannah Carlson book. And I picked this one because out of all her books, this is the one that had the most faces in it, because that's what I like to colour. I like to colour faces and people. And I do have a couple of whips going on in this one. I'll try and show you a few pages. She does have a few that are double page spreads. I have coloured this one in the Colouring Heaven, this fish. This is one of the whips I've got going on. This is one time we were staying over at the mother-in-law's house, I think, because we had builders in or something. And yeah, I took this book and my Crayola pencils and I started on that one. I'm just going, yeah, the Crayola pencils are working pretty well on this paper, to be honest. And I have another whip towards the front that I started around Halloween time, I think. I didn't even have enough done to bother putting it in the monthly completed video, but I'll show you now as we're paging through. There we go. And the little witch. I think I might have used some Colours of the World Crayola and some of the Art Studio from Smith's pencils on that one. But yeah, that's all I managed to get done on her. And that is Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson. Next we have another Star Wars book. Again, from the works. And this has got one finished picture in it. And I actually coloured, there we go, this one. Because my son also has this giant Star Wars book that I've already showed you, and he wanted to colour Star Wars with me. And I wasn't ready to be starting on my pictures in there. So I worked on this little one while he worked in his big one. So that is Luke, Leia, Chewie, Han. I marker based a lot of that. And then I think I went in with colour pencils, tried to get the reflections of the lightsabers with blue light and red light. So that was quite fun to try and do that. Yeah, most of this is more comic booky style Star Wars illustrations. I'm not sure who the artist is, to be honest. Oh, there we go. There are the artists. I'm not going to read out that big long list. But yeah, those are all the artists, various artists. That is Colour Your Own Star Wars, various artists. Next, we have my book by Grazia Salvo. This is Kindness by Grazia Salvo, and I have two finished in this one. This is mostly portraits of ladies, kind of very light lines, kind of grayscale. This is the one that I've coloured in with a marker base, I think. Yeah, marker base for the lady, her hair. The flower is pencil, Castle Arts pencil, and the leaves. I've done a bokeh effect in the background. And then this one I think I did in October. Crayola pencils, with acrylic paint. Yep, lots of glitter glue. That's very sparkly, that one. Yeah, she's very sparkly. Yeah. There we go, Kindness by Grazia Salvo. This is my Kelly O Gorman calendar. Sadly enough, it's from 2020 and I've only coloured one picture. Actually signed from Kelly on the front. Yep, I won this one in a contest. For the, if you remember my PDF folder, the white deer with the monarch butterflies on his antlers. That was the one that I won with this one. And this is the page that I've coloured. It's February. So we have a very pink whale. Yeah, there we go. I think that's using Super Tips as watercolour in the background there. This gold is what I could get with Xenocolour pencils. Yeah, a bit of pencil shading. This glitter glue on the sun. Can we see that? Yeah, glitter glue on the sun. White gel pen. Yeah, unfortunately that's the only one I've managed to get done from that calendar. Next we have Return of the Gnomes by Jo Johnson. And this is the one I won for colouring the little gnome house in my PDF folder. These are really cute little gnomes, and he actually sent me some original art as well there in the back, which is really cool. There we go, lots of his cute little gnomes. I have done the first picture in this one. There's that one there. This one was mostly with W.H. Smith pencils, I think, with a grey marker. I think it was a touch cool marker, just gone over the background and shaded all that in because I didn't know what to do with all these flowers and acorns and stuff. And I thought he looked like he was casting magic somehow. So I gave him a long white beard like Merlin and gave him some rainbow magic that he's casting into the sky there. I think I drew in the kind of swooshy shapes there. Did the outline with white gel pen. Yep, the rest is W.H. Smith pencils. There's white gel pen, there's some marker in the background. Yeah, I think that turned out super cute. That background worked really well. I'm going to have to do that again, I think. That's Return of the Gnomes by Jo Johnson. Next we have Lord of the Rings movie trilogy colouring book. This is another one I bought when I very first started, but I was just too intimidated to do anything with my pens and gel pens and stuff, so it's only recently that I've actually done anything in this one. Do we have an artist? Do we have an artist? Yeah, there's a list of the artists there. But yeah, like I said, it's only recently that I've actually done anything in this book that I felt confident enough to. And I think again this was for Danny Button's Scavenger Hunt Challenge. Yep, there we go. And this one was for a place that you'd love to visit. And being the nerd that I am, here we go, it's Rivendell. I tried to make it look light and airy like an Alan Lee painting. If you've seen his illustrations of Middle Earth, his watercolours, they are beautiful and I love them. So I tried to make this kind of emulate that in some way. I did use watercolour and gouache here for the background, and I might have given them a bit of a watercolour wash for the background for the rest of this. There's lots of white gel pen going over lines and stuff just to make it look really light and sparkly. So yeah, there we go, that's my one from Lord of the Rings trilogy. This next one is the World of Warcraft, an adult colouring book. I do play World of Warcraft, and this one was on my wish list for absolutely ages before my love bought it for me, so I was really chuffed when he got me that one for Christmas. And there's lots of pictures from the game made into line art. And I have looked up the original art for most of these, so I can see what I should be aiming for, but if I can get anywhere near the original art, I will be amazed. There is one I've completed in this one, which is this one of the Dark Portal, and I did this using a 12-pack of Tesco Go Create pencils. I looked up the original art and tried to copy that as best I could, which worked quite well for this one. Yeah, I'm really chuffed how that one came out. I think I drew in, did I draw in the little planet there, or one of them I drew in, and I tried to give a sort of space galaxy sort of effect in the background with coloured pencil, so it's a bit of white gel pen. So yeah, I might have used a Arteza black, I think, on that one, because the black in the Tesco set wasn't quite cutting it. Yeah, this is the whip I've got in here. There we go. I think I did the background, I was really pleased with the background, and then when I started colouring the characters, I sort of faltered a bit, and I didn't like the way that this elf's skin was coming out. So that one got put away for a while, but I would like to get back into this one because the background is, yeah, I really do like the background. Alright, do we have any artists listed for that one? Let me see. if there is any. He might be on there. There's the barcode info. That's World of Warcraft adult colouring book. Next we have Manga Invasion colouring book. Illustrated by Nouveau. And this one is pretty doodly, kind of reminiscent of Kirby Roseanne's a little bit. With lots of little doodly little animals. There's one main kind of big animal and generally a figure, and then lots of little tiny animals. And to me they look like Pokemon, so I've been trying to find the nearest Pokemon to what I'm looking at and then go to that for my colours. I've only coloured 2 in here. Well, 1 finished and 1 whip. So that's what I've done. Let me show you. Yep, that's the whip. Is it Whaleman, the whale Pokemon? I did look up pictures online and those colours kind of seem to fit with me. So that's W.I.Ps pencils. I think I've used a marker base for the big guy in the middle. Yep, marker base for there. Bit of shading on top. There's some Dovecraft glue on the water for a bit of sparkle. This is the one I finished, which is based on W.I.Ps. And yeah, I've given him a crystal on his head there, and she's got some there. The rest of it is, yep, I have a bit of a marker base, and the rest would be probably our teaser looking at that. Yeah, it might be a bit of silver gel pen, yeah, for outlining all the clouds and the wall on this big guy at the bottom, and there's some washi tape just to finish off the edges. There we go, that's Manga Invasion colouring book, illustrated by Nouveau. We have Poldark Country colouring book. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. I only have 1 whip in here where I was testing watercolour pencils. These are, because we live in Cornwall, so these are all kind of pictures from around our area, really. That's the main reason I bought it. The line art could do with being a bit paler, I think, for more realistic looking colouring, but it is what it is. And this is my whip that I've started. Trying to make it look kind of realistic. It's a bit hard with these dark black lines, but I've tried there with watercolour pencils to make the sea look a bit watery. That's as far as I've gotten. I think that could even be Xenocolour pencils there. Maybe I should try again with the watercolour pencils or something, see how that works. But yeah, there are some really nice ones in there, scenery and stuff. That is Poldark Country colouring book. Do we have an artist? Is there an artist there? No, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, there's the info. Poldark Country colouring book. Another one from a charity shop, I'm afraid. Next one, my one and only Creative Haven book. This is Creative Kittens, and this one was given to me by my sister. It's by Marjorie Sarnett. I really want to use the same colour palette as that. I'll try. It never usually works for me, but I'm going to give it a go. This is one of the ones I've got finished here. This one was for a July the 4th challenge, where we could only use red, white and blue. And markers, yeah. Basically just straight coloured it all with marker. I don't even think I shaded. I put loads of crystals on it. Some glue, glitter glue. Gel pen, markers. Yeah, pretty bright and cheerful one, that one. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. And these kittens are all really cute. And there's no need to be realistic with them. They have like flowery patterns on them and stuff. The other one I've done is the very first page. Yep, there's paper collage there. This border I cut out and stuck the paper behind it. This one, did I colour it with Tesco pencils? The big set of Tesco Go Create pencils, I think. With a few stick-on pearl gems. And there's some gold gel pen, might be some silver gel pen. I usually use both. Yeah, that was yellow glitter gel pen as well. So yeah, that's from Creative Kittens by Marjorie Sarnett. Next we've got Enchanted Halloween by Hannah Lynn. This is my only Hannah Lynn book I've actually got in physical copy. I do have the Steampunk Darlings in PDF, but obviously I can't show you my PDFs. And Lynn's kind of spooky Halloweeny girls. I have a few done in this one, I think. Coming up to the first one, yep. Spooky Walk. I tried to give this one a really good contrast between the light and the shadows. There's loads of black in the shadows and really light by where the lantern's supposed to be shining. These trees in the background I did with gouache paint, and the rest of it is pencil. Oh, there might be. No, I did not. There is a marker base on the sky in the background. I tell a lie. So yeah, that's marker base with pencil shading apparently. This kind of misty kind of effect is really watered down paint, I know that. Kind of, did I dab it on with a sponge? I think I dabbed it on with a sponge. Maybe eyes glowing in the forest. And these are little bits of Halloween confetti that I found lying around. I put them on the moon to be little bats flying past the moon there. Yep, I think she was challenge for purple lipstick as well. On a challenge on Instagram. Could have been blonde hair, purple lipstick, I think. So that's why I went for that colour scheme on there. Then we have this one from, there we go, that's from my owls video. This one is all Zenni pencils. There might be some gel pen, some white gel pen. I don't even think there's any glitter glue. This is me practicing my blending, I think. Trying to give that kind of night sky, kind of twilight look. I'm getting into my white decorative dots there, as I do quite a lot now. Yeah, no marker base, just the pencils I think on that one. Yeah, September 19. Back before I had markers. And speaking of markers, here we go. My very first marker picture ever, as I've said before. There's version 1 of this picture, back from November 2019. The background's painted with coffee, the rest marker background and then pencil shading on top. Yeah, my very first attempt at using markers, and I retried this picture again this year in October, and that's what I came up with this year. This is, yeah, markers again with Decotone pencils, I think that one. And they are watercolour pencils, which I didn't realise, so I shaded the kind of shadows and things on the wall, and then I went over with a marker, and when I did, it dissolved the pencil and it gave these really nice kind of, yeah, grungy looking splodges in the background, which I think work quite well for like the old gothic spooky plaster there. So yeah, I think she worked really well. There's some little crystals I've stuck on, I can see. This is paper collage where I've cut out the hole in her dress and stuck the paper on behind. Anything else? I tried to make a bit of a marble effect on that pillar there. Yeah, that's my Enchanted Halloween by Hannah Lynn. This next one is Gods and Goddesses by Ching Fukuhiros. I have a couple booklets in this one. Just show you a few pictures they have in here. Greek Gods and Goddesses. I've got 2. Coming up to 1 now, here we go. This was a challenge from Ching Fukuhiros' Facebook group to take one of his pictures and turn it into a Christmas picture. So I turned this angel into a Christmas picture. She did have the wings already. I drew in she had a strapped dress on. I drew in this fur collar, gave it sleeves, drew in the fur around the sleeves. I drew it on a separate piece of paper, that wreath on her head, cut it out, stuck it on, gave her a halo. I think I drew in this background, pretty simple Christmas card kind of background there on the bottom, and these are snowflake stickers. I drew snowflakes on these coins that she's scattering around to make it look as if she's bringing the snow. She's kind of a snow angel. That was the idea anyway. Yep, she seemed to work quite well, I think. I was quite pleased with that. And this is the other one I've done. You might remember from my owls video. And this was another challenge on his Facebook group to do a picture with a bokeh background. And this is where I finally learned how to do them. I did look up a tutorial on YouTube, and I will link it in the comments if it's still up. Because yeah, that taught me how to do a bokeh background. That one was super successful, and I really love to do them now. I really know how they work. There's a bit of a marker background going on there for some bits. The rest is pencil, white gel pen. Yep. Yeah, white gel pen around the edges of her robe to make that look white. Drew a bit of wood grain on his staff. Yep, feathery effect on the owl. Yep, I was pleased with that one as well. That came out super well. That background, yep, I know how to do them now. There we go, Gods and Goddesses by Ching Fukuhiros. This one I have not coloured in yet. This is the Briar colouring book. Do we have an artist? The artist could be Eastgate, I don't know. This has some kind of inspiration coloured pictures in the back, so you can look at them for colour inspiration if you need to. Paper is really quite thick, so I'm hoping it will take watercolour, this one. In a fantasy style. Another one of those that is super nice, and I really need to scan in before I do anything. Couple in there I've got my eye on for dragons, but I don't know how much time I'm going to have this month, to be honest with you. Briar and Eastgate Resource Limited. There we go. That's who's down at the artist. That is the Briar colouring book. Next we have another one that my sister gave to me that I haven't worked in yet. This is the Tarot colouring book by Manga Invasion. Is that the artist? I think so. This is art from tarot cards that I haven't got around to colouring yet. Give you a quick look. Again, if any of these books you want a proper flip through, then let me know. I'll give you a better flip through, but this is just a quick look. There we go, that's the tarot colouring book. Manga Invasion. This next one is another tarot card colouring book. This one is by Alexis E. Thompson. And the pictures in this are really, really lovely. It's a new one to me. I only bought it in the summer while we were away on holiday, so I haven't done a lot in it yet. I have very, very briefly started one at the front. It does tell you, this side has the picture and the other side has information about the tarot card. Sometimes it tells you, if there's an animal or something on the card, it tells you what animal it is over here. But yeah, you see that is absolutely gorgeous. I really love this book. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do more than that little bit of the first goose. I think it's a barnacle goose, if I'm right. Barnacle goslings, yeah. See, sometimes it says, you know, why that animal is on that card and gives you a bit of description of the card. But yeah, that is a lovely book. I really want to colour more in that one. That is tarot colouring, illustrated by Alexis E. Thompson. Next we have another one that I haven't worked in yet. This is Jade Summer, my only Jade Summer book. Fantasy colouring book, Art Nouveau. And this one is super detailed. My pencils would have to be really sharp to work on this, I think. I'm not quite sure my markers. I'll be able to use my markers. You get 2 of each design. It has the black backing, but I think you'd still have to use a blotter page if you were using markers. I'm not sure I'd be able to get into some of these little details with my markers. Might be worth it with the brush markers, maybe. But I think this one would be more of a pencil book. That's super detailed. I think they would look awesome when they're done, but really, really detailed. There we go. That's Jade Summer, Art Nouveau. Next we have a smaller book. This is The World of Fairies by Sarah Briar. I haven't worked in this one yet either. Oops, that's too far. But these pictures are really nice, I think. Mostly portraits, which is why I got it, because that's what I love to do. I love to colour people, portraits. And that one is the cover art, I think, yeah. I was thinking of trying to do the same kind of thing with all the little embellishments she's put on the hair there. Maybe adding a few little crystals. That would be quite fun. World of Fairies by Sarah Briar. Then we want to Nanny Thomas. Zoom out again. Yep, there we go. Fairy coin book by Nanny Thomas. 50 different designs in this one. And this is a beautiful book. Kind of a lot like Selena Fennec, I think. Same kind of vibe. Yeah, the paper is really pretty good. I remember using watercolour and gouache in the one in the front that I have coloured of this one. It seemed to go quite well. Yeah, that's the kind of pictures, and the one that I have done is the very first one. This one, and again with my monarchs. Yeah, and I did use watercolour and gouache for this background. Paper has wrinkled but has flattened out pretty well, so it looks okay. Mostly pencils. I've given her freckly skin by splashing the brown watercolour. Give her a few little sparkles with white gel pen. I think this is maybe a little bit of gouache on there, and then worked on top with pencil. There is gold. Not sure if that's Sharpie or gel pen, but there is gold there. And yeah, I changed all the butterflies to turn them into monarchs. And yeah, that's my Nanny Thomas Fairy colouring book, 50 designs. Next we have Shadowscapes colouring book by Stephanie Puimin-Law. I have one WIP in here that's almost finished. I really should keep getting on and doing it. This one really calls for watercolour though, and I started mine with pencil. I think that's why she's been put to the side. She really needs to be in watercolour. I don't know if it's not bad. It might take the watercolour. But I can really see these, yeah, being in bright watercolour shades. A little bit of pencil over the top. But the one I started is right at the front. This one. And I tried doing my watercolour splash effect there. Not quite as successful as I can do it now, but this is way back in the beginning. I think I managed to get a splodge of coffee there. And instead of going back into it with coffee, which would have made perfect sense, I tried to go over the top with colour pencil. And yeah, I might go back and finish her off anyway, but that's spoiling it for me because it doesn't look quite right. Everything else is fine, I think. But I think those pictures really call for watercolour more than anything else, kind of to give like a pen and wash kind of feeling. But there we go. Shadowscapes colouring book by Stephanie Puimin-Law. And last but definitely not least, we have Escapes collage art by, I think, yeah, Marty Noble. This one is, and I think this is another one that's out of print, but it's one I managed to snag on eBay for a decent price, so yeah, I grabbed that. There was a couple of pages missing, but I can live with that because yeah, I really love the artwork in this one. Yeah, it's all landscape format, lots of kind of collagey bits, so it looks like there's loads of pictures stuck together almost like a scrapbook. And I completed a couple in here. This is one of them. There we go. This is again for Danny Buttons, I think, for a page containing a bear, and I do have a bear there, 3 bears there even. Yeah, and I kept it to like Christmassy kind of colours. Had to go with the Northern Lights there. Lots of sparkle. Yeah, glitter glue in there, and there's same stickers that I used for my Santa. I really need to get some more. I love those stickers. Yeah, I think that one worked really well. I like the limited palette I've got going on there. It looks like a Christmas card almost. So yeah, that worked really well. And the other one I've got in here was also for Danny Buttons, if I remember right, for a page with eggs. Yep, there we go. This is my page with, let me zoom in a little bit, yeah. There we go, that's my page with eggs, and this one was mostly with, I think, watercolour pencils on that one, with a bit of pencil shading over the top, and white gel pen, glitter glue for these little doves. I tried to make them look as if they were kind of motifs stuck down scrapbook or something there. Gave a bit of parchment effect to the heart in there. That was with watercolour pencil. Yeah, a few sparkles in the background. That one worked really well. These do work quite well if you keep to a pretty limited palette and make each bit kind of all tone in together. The eggs are supposed to be the focal point, so they are the one bit of really bright blue there. Yeah, I like the way the blackberries turned out on that one. And there we go. That is Escapes Collage Art by Marty Noble, and that is the last book I have to show you from my comic book collection. You've seen it all now, the finished pages and the whips, and now I have to leave you and go and put it all back on the shelf, and this is going to be a job in itself. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye!